Here is a trip down nostalgia lane about the famous and funny cartoon characters we have all loved through the years. No matter where you are from or what language do you speak, comic strips and the cartoon characters are one of the universal forms of humor. These little bits of visual humor are mirrors of our daily lives. They give us life's lessons, urging us to think about the foibles of humanity, to laugh at ourselves, and sometimes even to shed a tear or two. Not only do cartoons and the characters in them transcend nationality and cultural barriers, but they also cut across all age barriers, from the 2-year-old toddler watching animated cartoons on the TV screen with rapt attention to the large numbers of adult viewers following the saga of The Simpsons in primetime shows. As Walt Disney said, of all of our inventions for mass communication, pictures still speak the most universally understood language. Let us have a nostalgic moment by reading through about some of the most famous and funny cartoon characters. Funny cartoon characters through the ages. Famous cartoons have a huge fan following. This prompted many producers from Hollywood to make movies about them. And they sure did hear the cash registers ringing on their release. This is because it is not just the kids, but also grown-ups who can never have enough of these funny characters. So, without much ado, let us present some of the famous funny cartoons that people have loved over the years. Bugs Bunny. This slick, conniving, insulting, sarcastic, clever carrot-munching rabbit has to be one of the all-time favorite characters in the world. Mel Blanc, who was Bugs Bunny's voice, said he blended the accents of Brooklyn and Bronx to create that distinctive funny sarcastic dialogue. "What's up, Doc?" Elmer Fudd. He is a perfect foil for Bugs Bunny and his lightning-quick antics. Elmer, who is a hunter, doesn't really want to kill Bugs. In A Wild Hare, for instance, Elmer is filled with grief, wailing, "I'm a murderer," when he believes he has really killed Bugs, much to the merriment of Bugs, and also the audience, of course. One of the funniest characteristics of Elmer is his babyish voice, provided by Arthur Q. Bryant, when he goes all tremulous when he can't catch that wascal Wobbit. Tweety and Sylvester. They form an inimitable famous cartoon duo. Theirs is always a comical case, where the villainous catch Sylvester chases the cute little canary, Tweety. And despite all attempts by Sylvester, Tweety always ends up safe at home, Tweet home, escaping the wicked Pudgy Tat's single-quote claws. It was Mel Blanc's voice again which came up with that adorable Tweety line, I taught Pudgy Tat. I did. Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote. They are another funny cartoon pair that comes to mind. This comic is about the Roadrunner, which is a flightless bird, based loosely on the Great Roadrunner, a real bird, being endlessly chased by the hungry coyote, Wile E. Coyote, or Wile E. Coyote. Unfortunately, the coyote never does manage to catch the Roadrunner, despite his elaborate schemes of doing so. He mostly ends up causing injury to himself. The only dialogue in the cartoon is Roadrunner going beep beep. Even though Wile E. Coyote is the aggressor, his bumbling efforts evoke humor and even sympathy from the audience for him. Fred Flintstone and Barney Rubble. This is another great cartoon duo. Remember this cartoon's signature song, Flintstones? Meet the Flintstones. They're a modern Stone Age family. From the town of Bedrock, they're a page right out of history. And Fred's catchphrase, "Yabba dabba doo?" The cartoon is an account of the daily lives of the Stone Age couple Fred and Wilma Flintstone, and Barney and Betty Rubble, their best friends. They live in Bedrock, a prehistoric city, but have to deal with the problems of the modern-day life of the working class. Instead of a cat or a dog, they have a saber-toothed tiger and a baby dinosaur as family pets. In 1962, Pebbles appears in the series as the daughter of the Flintstones, and in 1963 Bam Bam makes his appearance as the adopted son of the Rubbles. Daffy Duck. True to his name, this black little duck was Daffy indeed, with his hair-trigger temper, enormous ego and blind covetousness. Although Daffy was popular and famous cartoon bird, with the introduction of Bugs Bunny a year later, he always played second fiddle. But that secondary status was in itself a great source of laughs. Who can forget his most memorable line, "You're despicable"? Porky Pig, this adorable character, with his stuttering delivery of the famous line, "That's all folks." Wonderfully given voice to, initially by Joe Doherty, who was a stutterer himself, and subsequently by Mel Blanc, is one more all-time cartoon great. He made his first appearance in 1935, and remained the favorite through the 1930s, but with the appearance of Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck, he lost ground. However, he remained as a popular supporting character for a long time. Porky made his last appearance in 1965, in Corn on the Cob, where he played a secondary role to Daffy Duck. Tom and Jerry, the most famous cat and mouse duo, Tom and Jerry. There won't be a single person who must have not enjoyed their funny antics. Their cat and mouse fights will never fade with time. Written and created by Williams Hanna and Joseph Barbera, Tom and Jerry went on to become a household name. Winnie the Pooh, my favorite, Pooh Bear, made an arrival in the cartoon world of children in 1926. He loves honey and can do anything to get it. This famous cartoon bear, along with his friends, have always made a mark on the minds of children around the world. There really are so many lovable cartoon characters: Mickey with his girlfriend, Minnie, and a bunch of friends like Goofy, a highly popular cartoon character by himself, and Horace Horsecollar, and Pluto, the dog. The space-age Jetsons and their electronic gadgets like Rosie, the robot housemaid. Donald Duck and his girlfriend, Daisy Duck, along with his three nephews, Huey, Dewey and Louie. Plus Scrooge and the Beagle Boys. Then there are Popeye, Felix the Cat, Tom and Jerry, Woody Woodpecker, Yogi Bear and Boo Boo. The list of famous cartoon character names can go on and on. So, take a trip down the memory lane and grab some DVDs of your favorite funny and famous cartoon characters. It's time you enjoyed and relived those wonderful moments again.